रख कर मन में उड़ते उड़ते
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ गणपते नमो नमः। सिद्धिविनायक नमो नमः। अष्टविनायक नमो नमः। गणपति बाप्पा मोरया।
Savne Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Jinendra, Jai Swami Narayan, Sai Ram, Om Shanti. Om. 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 Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Once again, a very warm welcome from Women to Women. So far, what have we learned being divine? The soul has 3 faculties. I hope you have learned what faculties are. Mind, intelligence, and sanskars. Mind creates different types of thoughts. Elevated thoughts are thoughts of soul, consciousness, and supreme soul. Positive thoughts are seeing the best in every person and situation. Neutral thoughts are necessary thoughts of the daily routine. Waste thoughts are thinking about other people and thinking about the past or the future. Negative thoughts are thoughts of stress, irritation, anxiety, fear, or hurt. Toxic thoughts are of hatred, resentment, harm, and violence. Can I invite Harika Didi to continue for me? Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Jai Shri Krishna. Good morning, good afternoon. Okay. From different parts of the world, I can see some of them from India. Okay.
Yes.
Today, last week, I think you heard about self-compassion, right? So today is our topic is about, I'm going to talk about two powers, okay, that what we talk in Raj Yoga, okay? And I'm going to show an image and then you're going to guess the power about it, okay? So the image is this. उससे आपको क्या शक्ति की महसूस होती है? What is the power that you can connect with tortoise? Any idea? Any thoughts? You can put it on the chat if you'd like to.
Patience.
Okay. Anyone else?
And he takes all his body or everything inside him.
That's right.
That we have to think about and take inside instead of outside.
Right.
That's what he does when he relaxing. He put all his limbs and everything inside his body.
Yeah. Slow and steady
More blessings.
introspection. Okay, great. And can reach their goal. Good. Thank you. So everything in the world, what we see has something to learn from it. है ना? हर चीज से हमको कुछ ना कुछ सीखने को जरूर मिलता है. So one of the quality to go into the depth of spirituality is turning inwards. Okay? And that we call it as introspection or introversion or antarmukta. The Hindi word is very sweet and nice. Antarmukhi sadha sukhi. I don't know if you ever heard about it. Okay. So what is it that we need to do? As Pannaben is already sharing that the first lesson of I, the being, is I am the soul. And we also talked about the faculties of the soul, mind, intellect, and sanskars, right? Man, buddhi, sanskar. Okay. And how do we use that? Okay. Ek to hai understanding. See, I know seeing the car to drive a car, okay, this is how it is. But when you actually sit in the car and then when you start driving, that's when you actually learn to drive. Okay. Sankalp thoughts also is like that. Okay, we understood, we got the idea of creating a good thought, creating a positive thought, okay, and powerful thought, elevated thought. Okay, but how do we do that? Okay, introspection or antarmukta. I keep repeating this word during our conversation and also in our meditation. It's like I am turning inwards. Okay? Throughout the day, we are playing different roles, okay, and different activities from kitchen to outside. Okay, we are doing things, we are maybe a professional, maybe all sorts of roles that I'm playing, but which is constantly moving, constantly changing, right? Sada, every time, sada hum ek hi role par nahi play kar rahe. Okay, once you finish your duty in the kitchen, then you go and do something else, and then you do your work, and then it's constantly changing. Okay. The role that I have and the label that I have is constantly moving and changing. But what is stable within me is I, the being, I, the soul. Okay. So this is one of the most important lesson in the spiritual journey. If I get this right, it might sound very simple and you might be thinking, this is what we are talking all the time. But actually, this is something for me to practice all the time. And you can make a difference. Okay, so turning inwards means, okay, like you're seeing a movie and you're watching, sitting and watching. It's very different. This is the role. And when you're an observer, you're very different, right? When you're actually playing the role, you're different. So it's the art of learning to be detached, to be aware, to be aware of who I am actually. So detachment doesn't mean that मुझे सब कुछ छोड़कर जाना है. No. Detachment means to be an observer. Sometimes when we observe scenes that are happening around, you don't go and involve in everything and anything. You sometimes be an observer. Okay, you observed the scene. Okay, you understood what's happening there. Okay, something is not right, but I can't do anything. I know that. To be a detached observer, a tortoise has the speciality to bring its senses inside. Jab chahe, jahan chahe, jaisa chahe. However it wants, whenever it needs to, it protects itself in the shell. Okay, such a tiny creature has so much power and understanding that it can use its senses in the way that it wants to. How much am I able to do that for myself? All the time. Okay. While talking, while eating, while doing something, okay, while listening, am I doing it? I don't need to listen to this. Can I keep quiet? Or can I not hear but don't hear, see but don't see? Sometimes when you're focusing on something, somebody is talking, then you say, yeah, I heard it, but I didn't really listen to them. So that's the art of introspection. Okay, the art of withdrawing my senses. One is the external senses. Okay, one is the inner senses that I get pulled into. Okay. Yes, many a times we find it very difficult to say, well, I got angry. I can't control it because I never kept my control button with me. I left it to somebody else. Okay. Like while you're driving, you're very sure you can't give your control to somebody else. You know when to stop. You know when to put a brake or when to take a high speed. So how much am I doing with my own self? Okay. Starts from my thoughts, my words. Okay, what I'm seeing. I don't need to see this. Do I really need to see it? Don't see it. Okay. One is the external control of the senses. One is the inner control of the senses. Sometimes we can manage doing the external senses, not a big deal. कोई बड़ी बात नहीं देखना है तो चले गए उससे. You want to don't get distracted out of that and you pass by. But my thoughts are going. I know many of you might have heard this story of the two saints walking. Okay. And they both have to cross the river. And there's a young lady who also wants to cross the river. And she was a bit afraid of how to cross the bank of the river. And then she asked one of the saints, can you help me to cross this river? And then he holds her hand, picks her up, and they both reached. The other saint who was with him can't stop thinking. He's still having this thought, okay, you're not supposed to touch a woman. You touched a woman, you touched a woman. And by the time they reached, okay, this saint asked the first saint who holded the woman's hand, you're not supposed to touch the woman, but you did it. It's a sin kind of a thing. But then what is the response of the saint? He says, okay, I did it. I left. Then at the bank of the river, you're still holding it. Okay, so that is what am I doing? Okay, what am I holding on inside? Am I still thinking of that? Why did this person did this or that? Am I still holding it in my thoughts? Okay. So now whilst we are sitting here, okay, let's do our first little practice of the meditation today. Okay. To step back. Okay. Power to withdraw means to step back from the scenes, whatever is happening. To step back means to turn inwards. कि वो दृश्य से पीछे हट गए, लेकिन मैं अपनी स्वस्थिति में स्थित हो गए. Okay, that is my original nature, who I am really. So, are we all ready for the meditation experiment?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's sit back. We can use the same image. And while seeing everything that is around me, probably I can also hear the sounds from outside. But my attention is on the screen. My attention is on the voice that is coming through. And how comfortable I am sitting. I keep my posture straight and comfortable. Just visualize you're sitting in the most comfortable seat. And you're in a big theater. This is your own private theater. And this is a big screen in front of you. This is the screen of your mind. What do I want to watch? If something that is not needed at this moment, let's change the scene. There might be things that I don't need it at this moment, or my attention is not needed. Let's park it. And on the screen is a beautiful being of light. All around is the roles, how I played, what I'm playing. What are my reactions and responses? I'm observing, watching everything as an observer. Don't get caught up in the scenes or the roles that I was playing. It's okay. Just observe as if I'm watching my own movie. Okay. Probably I could play better. But it's okay. That's finished. It's just part of the scene. And let's come back gently to the present moment. Om Shanti. Is it easy to see your own scenes in the drama? How you played, what you played? How did it work? Could I do better? Maybe some scenes I have done very well, and some scenes maybe I could have responded better. Isn't it? ऐसे लगता है ना, अच्छा और थोड़ा शांत रह सकती थी, थोड़ा जल्दी गुस्सा आ गया मुझे. हाँ. तो चलिए, let's move forward. So that is being a detached observer. That's what I need to check every day, from time to time. Okay. Whenever I have an opportunity, just observe. Okay, how would I like to replay? Now, the next part of the scene is how would I like to replay my scene? Okay, we will do that in the next exercise. Okay, so maybe it's a moment to observe. Unless and until until I don't become an observer, I'll not be able to change. If you don't check, you don't change. Okay? So meditation is a moment to reflect, to see what's going inside. Okay? Can I control my senses a bit more better? Okay? और कहीं स्पीड ब्रेक लग गया या कहीं ब्रेक ही नहीं लगा तो एक्सीडेंट हो जाएगा. It happens, right? Okay. If you even not able to use the speed breaker, or if you don't have the control button, okay, accidents happens. Okay. And sometimes even if your brake went a little bit later, finished. Okay. So this is a moment, introspection, antarmukta, is that power for me to check inside. Okay, keeping aside the ego, the roles, the responsibilities. It's okay, just an actor. And how did I play the role? That is my checking point. Okay, being a detached observer. And time and again, the most important thing is I need to be aware I am a soul playing this role. Most of the time, we are always engaged in the role. And most of the time, we got stuck in the role. And I'm always thinking that I am the role. And that's why my consciousness shifts accordingly. Okay. So introspection, the more I go inside myself, the more I'm able to see what's happening in the inner world. Okay. It's important for me to know what's happening in my inner world. Okay. So time to time, that silence, that observation, okay, that going inwards, not the external silence. Yes, of course, sometimes it is needed, but the inner silence, sometimes I need to calm my mind. See, any operation or anything that you do, okay, like even a doctor when he does a dental treatment or a surgery, okay, the patient can't keep moving and he can't keep moving, very focused, right? Very still. Okay. Otherwise, they give that anesthesia so that the body remains still, and then they start the treatment. Okay. When you're doing a task, okay, that power of concentration is so important. Okay. When you're cooking, especially when you're cooking for the first time, your focus is 100% or more than 100% there. Oh, did it cook at the right moment, at the right temperature, at the right way? So then that focus is so important. Okay. So silence is about I am actually being in my own self and seeing and observing. Okay. To check what's happening. क्या हो रहा है अंदर, ये check करना बहुत जरूरी. Then to stop. Okay, sometimes for us to stop physical actions might be easy. And for some of us, even while we are sitting, we are doing something. Even while we are on phone, we are doing something. That action mode has become so natural and common for us. So now let's change it. Even sit in silence for 5 minutes in the morning. Okay, when you're sitting in that silence, just be still. Even not turning on any music or any phone. Do not use anything. Just be. Just go into that space of me and see what's happening to you today. What did you do? What can you do better? Okay, so that's introspection. Okay, so let's do a simple second exercise in our meditation. Is how can I change my role? Can I change my role? I cannot. I cannot change a role maybe, or maybe I can change. Okay, but how can I play better? That is the important lesson. Okay. So while we are sitting, just observe. So let's observe while sitting back, relax. And again, let's visualize while sitting here, whilst watching the screen, hearing the noises even the tiny noises in the background, slowly, even in my body, my heartbeat. Just observe. The more I focus inwards, all other noises faded away. Just observe what's happening inside. I turn into my inner world. जरा देखिए क्या हो रहा है अंदर. सिर्फ देखना है, कुछ करना नहीं है, सिर्फ देखना है. Watch. As you keep watching, all the feelings and emotions or thoughts are naturally fading away. I come into the awareness that I'm a being of light. I am a soul. I detach from the role and observe the role that I was playing. And can I play any better? If I have an opportunity to replay this scene, how would I like to play? How would I like to respond to the situation? Just replay, visualize the best possible way that I would like to play this scene. As a mother, as a sister, as a family member, or as a professional, as a manager, or as an employee, how would I like to replay this scene? Just visualize. And gently come back with these thoughts. Let's come back, visualizing the best possible way that I would like to replay this scene. Come back to the present moment. Om Shanti. Yes, the question came up. I am finding very difficult to calm my mind. Yes, to answer that, we all go through that because our mind is like we left it like a horse. Okay. And एक घोड़ा है, मन एक घोड़ा है, वो भागता ही रहता, right? And that's what we were taught कि उसको कोई रोक नहीं सकते. अच्छा, thought चलाने वाले कौन? Okay. Who is thinking? I am thinking. Who created the thought? How is this thoughts coming? Okay. As you're watching a scene, seeing something, okay, whatever you're hearing, whatever you're chatting about, all these is just constantly going around. The more you start observing your mind, the more calmer it becomes. Okay, it's like a child. Okay. When the child starts scrolling, the child has no boundaries. Okay. If you do not pay attention to that child, I know you might have seen this movie, The Baby Has Gone Out. Is that baby's day out? It's gone. In the same way, the mind, that's how we left it. Okay. And we thought, I have no control. I have no control button. Keep saying, yes, I can calm down. Okay. Keep saying, why we chant the mantra, do you know? Chanting a mantra or saying Om. Okay. Why? To bring that focus on it. Okay. I don't know, in one of our sessions, I'm sure it's when I was sharing, I did mention any task that we are doing, let's pay attention to what I am playing or what I am doing. That's how my mind starts focusing, and that's how I can start calming down. Even for 1 minute. Okay. Do you all remember that traffic control? Okay. Does anyone still continue to do that traffic control or no? Nobody has time to do that. Huh? Does anyone do the traffic control? That is one of the best way to recognize and to realize how important that this pause is. So I really need to, rather than worrying about it, let's give some work. The child is given something so that the child starts playing with it. Thank you. Somebody answered my question. I started. Thanks. That's great. Okay. So, yes. So when I'm starting, like the child is engaged with something so that the child is not crossing the boundaries. And time and again, what does the mother do? Okay. One eye is on the child. Although the mother is doing so many things, all of you are mothers and very experienced. Okay. So you always have that attention, one eye, आपका मन का एक आंख तो वो बच्चे पर होता है ना? So that is what I have to do for my own self. Okay, बच्चा कहीं बाहर ना चले जाए. Okay, so you have that attention. So for my mind to calm down, attention. You just pay attention. Okay. For 5 seconds, for 10 seconds, just be in this awareness. When you're actually trying to focus on the meditation exercises, what we are doing here will definitely help you to calm down. Okay, that's my gentle suggestion that I could say. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is, okay, even to withdraw. Okay, the next image I want to show to you today is, what is this? Can you see that? आप सबको दिखाई दे रहा है ना? मैंने जो दृश्य, जो पिक्चर रखा है आपके सामने. Can you see? Pack up. You can see pack up with a cartoony image and the bags ready. Yes. So how is that relevant to me now? Okay. One of the art that we all need to learn is pack up. Okay. When you're traveling, you pack up. When you're coming back, you unpack things and put it back wherever it needs to. Okay. So, and you pack up exactly what is needed and how much of a baggage limit that you have. You can't take extra baggage. The most important thing when you're packing up is you have all the stuff, but still you can't travel. What is missing? What is missing? Ji Nima Ben? You're saying?
Passport and ticket.
Huh? Your ticket, okay? And the second thing that you said?
Your visa.
Passport, visa, passport, all in one. Yes. Okay, if you don't have your passport, even if you miss your baggage, it is fine. But if you miss your passport, you can't go. Isn't it? The baggage can come back, not a big deal. But if I don't have this identity, if I don't have the visa, you can't travel. So my identity is of the soul, and the baggage that I'm carrying, okay, of the stuff. Okay. If you have extra baggage, you need to either pay extra, or sometimes you have to leave the stuff. If you don't pay extra, you have to leave the stuff behind. Okay. And if you have overweight baggages, that's also a problem. Okay. You end up carrying in your hands sometimes, and you don't feel very comfortable carrying in your hands. Baggage in my life. What is the baggage that I'm carrying in my life? Okay. And is it nice things, sweet memories, or the baggage that somebody, किसी ने कुछ किया मेरे को 20 साल पहले, ये बहन ने मुझे ऐसे बोला, आज तक मैं भूलेंगे नहीं, बड़े शान से हम कहते हैं. So that is a baggage. When I see that person, how am I reacting now? How am I responding now? What is my response seeing that person? That person comes this way, I pass the other way around. और उसको देखते ही मेरे चेहरे बदल जाता है. That's how I react. So pack up is actually teaching me to keep only those things that are necessary. Okay? To keep those baggage that carries me, helps me to move forward easily. Okay? If I have, see, once a teacher was training the children and they were told to carry, okay, the vegetable and whatever they got, okay, the tomatoes. Okay, one child was carrying the tomatoes, okay, and there was one rotten tomato in that. One day the child carries, 2 days the child carries, and the child says, "Teacher, it's really too much. Now it is smelling. I don't want to carry this." That is a lesson. The teacher is training the kids. Okay, so something that is making me feel bad, upset, hurt, jealous, anger, greed. So this is all the rotten stuff that I'm carrying. Do I want to carry that? Okay. So let go. I need to let go of the things that is not making me feel comfortable today and right now. Okay. So turn inwards, and then first is to let go. If I don't let go, I can't turn inwards. I'm carrying all the baggage. Okay. So how do you let go? That's also a question. Okay. Chode. In Hindi, they say that chode to chute. You all understood what I'm saying, right? Okay. So when I divert my attention in the sweet things and the good memories that I hold, okay, I can let go of those negativity. Okay? And pack up in my baggage. All I need is those good things that are useful in my life, that can help me to move forward in my life. Okay. So anytime from today, our lesson is to, okay, this is not important for me. Do I want to carry this? Not necessary. Okay. And as you go into the airport, you have a check-in and all you carry is your identity. Okay. Baggage sab check-in mein dal de. So in the same way, okay, all I need to keep with me is my awareness as a being, as a soul. This is the most important ingredient or the passport or the identity that I need to carry for myself. Okay. So one is to let go, one is to hold on to my awareness. That is my passport. That is my identity. So this is how we pack up. So let's do our last meditation, and I'll open up 5 minutes if you have any questions to ask. Okay. So yeah, declutter your mind. Thank you. Yes. So let's sit back and relax. Just be here, just seeing the image. What is my feeling? Keeping my third eye open, my inner awareness as a soul, a tiny being of light. Let go of all the baggage that is not needed. Let's imagine a beautiful seaside. And here I find 2 empty boats. Let me declutter or empty those baggage that I'm holding on for years and years and years. Those baggage that has caused me sorrow and pain. Let's put everything in this boat. All those things that is making me heavy, with my clean and open heart, I do this. And in one boat, I, the being, journey towards life. And this is the ocean of mercy, the ocean of love, who can refresh me, energize me, empower me. God, the Supreme Being, the ocean of love. I let go of all the baggage in this ocean, who is also the ocean of mercy. Who is always there to help me to carry my baggage. All I need to know is to learn the art of giving it to the Supreme, the one beyond. In silence, there is natural unpacking with the open heart. And the one who is always ready, who is always there to listen, to take all the burden that I'm holding on to. In the consciousness, in the awareness of I, the being. Throughout the play, without realizing, I have carried all that is not necessary. Today, now is that time to let go of everything in this ocean. I go diving deep into this ocean of love. And I find a still point. There is stillness, peace, a sense of joy, being in this pure, unlimited ocean. With these thoughts, I'm now ready, filled, refreshed, recharged. And I go back to play my part. Om Shanti. Shanti. Any thoughts, any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
During this pandemic, we were not meeting that many people. Ever since this has been there's release, we are meeting more people, and I'm personally finding it very difficult to let go of the talks and everything when we meet people, what we are saying, and I'm finding it very, very difficult to calm my mind down, because it just, my mind is just, as you said, like a horse is moving from one to the other, and that's affecting my next day because I've not had a good sleep at all. What do I do? How do I have, you're explaining how to go within yourself. I try utmost doing all those sort of techniques, use all those sort of techniques, but some days I'm finding it very, very, very difficult. I'm sure there'll be so many others, some of them might be sailing in the same boat.
Thank you, Pragnaben, for this question. Yes, I agree with what you're saying. Okay, this is again training my mind. Okay, it is like when the child is not performing well, the parent encourages the child, okay, you can do it. Okay, itna karo. Okay, pura nahi karo, but you do little bit. Okay, you do half of it, you do quarter of it. So during the day, I have 10 reactions, for example. Okay, today, okay. Now let's say you're only allowed for 2 reactions today. Okay, then you're actually having a conversation with yourself, and every time when you're doing very well, you acknowledge yourself. You have done very well and you can do very well. Okay. This is one of the art of self-compassion. Okay, like last week, Ruchi Ben shared about self-compassion. Okay. So this is the art of compassion, is even a slightest difference that I could make, okay, during the day, let's acknowledge that. Let's highlight that. And then what happens is, it's like you're motivating yourself to do, yes, kar sakte hai, aur aage, aur acha kar sakte hai. Okay. So we all need acknowledgement. Okay, which we started accepting from the world outside, from people. Okay, if somebody says, well, I'm very beautiful, I feel good. But actually, do I have the courage to say myself, I am beautiful, I am looking good? No, we are not. That is where lack of self-respect. So that's where we are taking from outside. Now, let's value ourselves, let's respect ourselves and say, you can do it. Okay, हो सकता है, कर सकते हो आप. Okay, then this acknowledgement, that positive acknowledgement जब मिल जाता है, that is like a comforting for me. Okay. And I would like to perform better more. Okay. So this is one of the ways of speaking to yourself and say, you can do it. It's okay. They are playing their part. I am playing my part. Okay. And another thing is, as we were doing this meditation, I said, I let go of everything, not anywhere else, in the ocean of love, the ocean of mercy. You might have already got it who I meant. The ocean of mercy and ocean of love is the supreme, is the divine. Okay, is that supreme power who has enormous power, who is the almighty authority, who can take all that defects or weaknesses from me. When I share anything with a human level, okay, it's shared to another platform. The energy changes here. But one of the most powerful energy is the supreme. Okay? So if I am sharing my defects, my problems with the supreme, there is a change in my energy, because God is the only purest of the pure energy, who can take whatever I'm giving. Human beings, because we are all humans at the end. So our level of understanding and acceptance slightly varies. Maybe I might be positive, okay, but may not have the same energy. So we deprive each other or we get depressed with something, situations. But one beyond is the ocean of love. Okay, so I need to use the power to let go, use that. Okay, okay. आज जिसको हम हमारे शब्दों में हम कहते हैं बाबा. Okay, we use the term or the language is God as a parent, Baba. Okay, so I'm giving it to Baba. Baba will look after this. Okay. So hope this will help you to get back and tune in very well in the next journey. Anything else? No? Okay, then you can.
There's a question there.
Okay.
If you want to read it.
Can you please reiterate the traffic light philosophy? Okay, fine. Just briefly to explain what traffic control that we practice in the Brahma Kumaris is, okay, every hour, okay, 1 minute or 2 minutes of you're stopping whatever routine you're doing, just coming in the awareness, okay, of I am the soul, or I am the being of light. Okay, and sometimes it's a moment just to observe. I don't need to do anything, but just be an observer. So this is like 1 minute of silence, 1 minute of stepping back is the exercise that we practice in our traffic control. Okay. Thank you very much, Panna Ben, and all the team who's joined in for this morning. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thank you. Om Shanti, Didi. Thank
Om
you.
Shanti. Padma Ben, you look lovely.
Yeah, Padma, you're looking very nice today.
You look beautiful.
Thank
Red.
you.
Lal
लाल
again.
छड़ी लाल छड़ी
Thank
तन खड़ी क्या खूब लड़ी
क्या मैं तो पहले ही बोल दिया पन्ना में आज हीरोइन लग रही है.
Thank you. Chalo, do you know what? Sort of blame and negative emotions that we have been creating in response to situations have been recorded on the soul for many births. In meditation, we create pure thoughts of soul, consciousness, and personal responsibility in the daytime. So, Ajay, apane, what Harika Didi taught us, it will digest and it will come in time with students. So please, tame koshish karjo, try karjo, and it does help. It does help, I'm telling you. It has helped me quite a lot. That's why I'm very patient. I'm very patient with everybody. Koi gaar deine toy, it's not going to affect me. So I am very patient. Thank you very much for attending today. And kale apne Zumba nathi raiku because it's bank holiday, May Day. So let's celebrate our May Day with our children. And look out for the other links of the sessions which I'll be putting on, talks, different talks we've got lined up. So look out for that links. And then Friday again, we've got our
Chair yoga.
chair yoga, and then Saturday again yoga with Nina Ben.
Nina Ben.
So please try and join in for that. And it's really helpful for everybody. And you know what we have been doing on Zoom, meeting other families. They are our families, our parents and sisters and brothers. We've made so many friends as well. And I think Zoom is not going to finish. And Zoom is the only thing that's going to keep us safe.
Connected.
COVID is not over yet, and people are taking advantage of the sun as well. But be careful, please. Tame jao bare, please be careful because it's not safe. Every day we hear these news and it's not nice. So please take care all. And yes,
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank
Om
you so
Shanti.
much, Panaben.
Thank you, Panaben. It was very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Panaben.
Thank you,
Om
Panna.
Shanti Pannaben.
Thank you, Panna. Have a
Pannaben,
nice
Om
time
Thank
Shanti.
you,
wherever you are
Panaben. Om
going.
Shanti,
Very,
Panaben.
very beautiful
Panaben.
Pannaben.
thank you.
Have a nice
Bye.
time wherever you're going.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Praveen, Mataji, nature.
पन्नाबेन अमरावती दर्शन करजो.
I will.
Om
Thank you.
Shanti.
Om
Om
Shanti.